Hello everyone. So today I would like to share with you how I have been able to grow successful lavender. So these are the lavenders that I have right here. There are currently 6 here and 6 here, so 12 total. And I know you're probably wondering, how can you call them successful? They're little itty plants. They look like nubs. Well, you are correct, but if you know where I have come from, then you know that these are a success story. Here's the story. So before last season, I had been growing lavender for maybe 2 to 3 years, and I had not been successful. I couldn't even make it out growing lavender from spring until summer. But I did grow it in containers, which there's nothing wrong with growing, lavender in containers, except when you live in an area where you get regular rainfall, like it's springing right now. And didn't pay too much attention, didn't do a lot of research on lavender, just, grew them in containers and hope for the best. I would leave the container, just outside where it would get plenty of rain, and of course with days of rain and not paying too close attention to the lavender, it got drowned out and the roots got rotted. So last season decided to go ahead and try planting them in the ground instead, especially in my growing zone here with clay soil, with regular rainfall. And this year in the spring right now, it has been raining a lot. Since I've been gardening for the last 5 or 6 years, it has never rained this many times just in one season. And you can see it's raining right now, so we're gonna just go along with it. And drainage is the biggest solution to growing lavender, especially if you're in the same growing condition as me. So it has helped a lot having the lavenders grow on a hill. So this is on a hill. So whenever we get rain, water would come down this way pretty quickly. So it's not on or around the plants for so long. And that has been really helpful. If you do not have a hill like I do here, what you could do is you could make sure you raise up the root ball of the plant, raising up at least an inch. If I didn't have gravel here, but I raised the root ball, I think that will be just fine. I don't think you'll have an issue with that. All right, I had to move the camera position just to make sure that devices I am using are not going to be damaged. Now, there are some lavenders that work well in my clay soil in the south here where we get humidity. I didn't mention that lavender, think of them as your Mediterranean plants. They love that dry, arid air. They like that sandy soil, which we don't have here. We have humidity, we have clay soil, two things that they don't really like. And one of them is called Phenomenal Lavender. It's a hybrid of French lavender with the English lavender. Spanish lavender also does well as French lavender. But for me, I just like the look of the English lavender so much better. Now, I could go and try the Phenomenal Lavender, but the reason I haven't is because they might be harder to find. It's just easier for me to get this kind of lavender. Now, most of these are Bonnie lavender. I do have some that are head coat. So I feel like I would call the generic lavender that you would find at your big box store from Bonnie, the Bonnie company. They are very readily available. These lavenders are available in the herb section, and I know that they're going to be English lavender and I can replenish them whenever I want to or replace them and all that good stuff. So knowing how to plant them correctly is key, so that way I don't have to worry about, trying to find the best lavender for the condition here. Another thing I want to point out is the white English lavender is a lot easier to grow and probably more hardy. As these have shown, I have 3 white lavenders, which I did not know they came in white. I think they were an accident. I just got like one of those Bonnie lavenders, got 3 of them, or 1 container, and split them into 3. I'm not sure what happened, but they ended up being white, which was a good surprise, I guess, at the time. Now, all I need to do from here on out is find a way to get them to look more bushy, more lush, and I think my lavender success is just going to be much greater than this season. But even with how small some of them are, I do not mind at all. This has been a great learning experience. Now, when I transplanted these in September of last year, I was not expecting the success that I've had. I only expected 50% of them to survive, but only 2 died. So I transplanted 10 and got 8 to come out of winter. And this winter was kind of harsh for our environment as well. We even had snow, which took 6 to 7 days for the ice to completely melt. And these guys have proved to be very resilient, and I love them for that. I only had to replace 2 and then added 2 more plants to complete the patch or the alley. So now I have a total of 12. So this one was the one that died. That one was the one that died. I hope it's in frame. And so those were replaced, and these 2 were brand new. And I am so glad that I get to see some of them blooming. They're not as prolific, but still very beautiful blooms. The white ones have more blooms than the purple ones, and just been nice seeing all of them growing very nicely. And again, they're not the best, they're not lush, but to me they are resilient and they are beautiful. They are wanting to be here, and I hope I can keep them alive for years to come. If you have trouble growing lavender and you live in the same growing zone, same growing condition, or if you don't and you would like to grow lavender, just know that they like that dry, arid environment. So if you can mimic that kind of similar environment, you too can be successful with growing your lavender. So anyway, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching this one, and until the next one, take care and bye for now. Trying to get out of the rain right now. So anyway, take care.